Have you ever noticed something strange? Someone gets a promotion, starts earning twice as much as they did a few years ago, yet somehow they're still living paycheck to paycheck. At first, it doesn't make sense. After all, if money problems are caused by not earning enough, then earning more should solve them, right? But look around, the friend who finally landed their dream job still complains about being broke. The entrepreneur whose business is growing is constantly stressed about bills. Even celebrities and professional athletes, people who earn millions every year, have gone bankrupt. So maybe the problem isn't just how much money people make. Maybe it's something much deeper. Because the uncomfortable truth is this: making more money doesn't automatically make you wealthy. In fact, for many people, earning more simply allows them to make bigger financial mistakes. And until you understand why, you'll always feel like you're running on a treadmill, working harder, earning more, but never actually getting ahead. Imagine two people both receive a salary increase of 50%. One person's life changes forever. Within a few years, they have savings, investments, financial freedom, and far less stress. The other person, they somehow end up even more broke than before. Same increase, different outcome. Why? Because income is only one part of the equation. Your habits determine where your money goes. Your mindset determines how you use it. And your decisions determine whether your future becomes easier or harder. Most people spend years trying to increase their income. Very few spend time learning how money actually behaves. And that's where the cycle begins. Think back to your last payday. Maybe you felt relieved. You checked your bank account. For a brief moment, everything felt possible. You told yourself, this month will be different. You'll save more, spend less, finally get ahead. Then life happens. Bills, transport, food, subscriptions, a birthday gift, a quick online order because it was on sale, a few nights out, an unexpected expense. Before you know it, the money that once looked like abundance suddenly feels like it disappeared into thin air, and you're counting down the days until the next payday. Again, this cycle is so common that many people think it's normal. But just because something is common doesn't mean it's healthy. Here's the trap. Most people believe the solution is simply earning more. If only I made twice as much. If only I got a better job. If only my business made more sales. Those goals aren't wrong. Increasing your income is important. But if your spending grows at the same speed as your income, nothing really changes. Your lifestyle becomes more expensive, your expectations become higher, and your financial pressure quietly follows you to the next income level. Psychologists have a name for this: lifestyle inflation. It happens so gradually that you hardly notice it. When you earn a little more, the budget phone becomes the flagship model. The affordable apartment becomes the luxury apartment. The occasional restaurant visit becomes several times a week. The simple vacation becomes an international trip. None of these things seem unreasonable on their own. That's what makes lifestyle inflation so dangerous. It's not usually one huge purchase that keeps people broke. It's hundreds of small upgrades that slowly become permanent. And once they become your new normal, downgrading feels painful. Think about it. If someone offered you a 30% salary increase today, would your first thought be, I should invest most of this? Or would you immediately start imagining what you could buy? A better car, a bigger TV, designer clothes, a newer phone. It's a natural reaction. Our brains love immediate rewards. The future always feels far away, but every financial decision is really a trade-off between today's comfort and tomorrow's freedom. The problem is that tomorrow never arrives for people who spend everything today. Companies understand this better than most people do. Every day, thousands of advertisements compete for your attention. Their job isn't simply to sell products. Their job is to convince you that buying something will improve your life. Sometimes it does, but often, it simply creates another monthly payment, another subscription, another financial obligation, another reason your next paycheck already has a destination before it even arrives. The modern economy is incredibly good at encouraging consumption, but it won't teach you how to build wealth, because wealth isn't built by consuming more. It's built by creating a gap between what you earn and what you spend. And for many people, that gap never exists. Here's something most schools never teach. Financial freedom doesn't begin when you become rich. It begins the moment you consistently spend less than you earn. That sounds simple, but in practice, it's one of the hardest habits to build. Because society constantly tells us to look successful, not to become financially secure. People celebrate expensive purchases long before they celebrate quiet financial discipline. Yet the people who appear wealthy aren't always the ones who actually are. Sometimes the person driving the newest luxury car is drowning in debt, while the person driving an older vehicle is quietly building investments that will change their future. Appearances can be expensive. Freedom is often invisible. Here's something most people never realize. Being bad with money isn't usually a math problem. It's a psychology problem. Most adults know they shouldn't spend more than they earn. They know they should save. They know debt can be dangerous. They know investing early is better than waiting. The information isn't hidden. So why do millions of intelligent people keep making the same financial mistakes over and over again? Because knowing what to do and actually doing it are two completely different things. Every day, your brain is forced to choose between two rewards. One reward is immediate, the other is delayed. And our brains are naturally wired to choose the reward we can enjoy right now. Imagine you walk into a store intending to buy toothpaste. 5 minutes later, you're leaving with snacks, a new water bottle, a phone stand you didn't know existed, and a limited time offer that somehow convinced you it was too good to miss. That wasn't an accident. Businesses spend billions of dollars studying human behavior. Stores are carefully designed to encourage impulse purchases. Apps send notifications at just the right moment. Online stores display countdown timers, low stock warnings, and flash sales. They're not just selling products. They're competing for your attention, and often, they win. Every time you resist an unnecessary purchase, you're not just saying no to an item. You're resisting an entire system built to make saying yes feel easy. Now think about social media. You open Instagram or TikTok for a few minutes. Within seconds, you're watching people driving luxury cars, staying in expensive hotels, wearing designer clothes, eating at exclusive restaurants, and living lives that seem almost perfect. After enough scrolling, something subtle happens. Your normal life begins to feel ordinary, not because it actually is, but because your brain has started comparing your everyday reality to someone else's highlight reel. Comparison quietly changes your spending. Suddenly, the phone you loved last month feels outdated. The clothes you were happy with no longer seem good enough. The apartment that once felt comfortable now feels too small. This is one of the most expensive habits people develop without realizing it. Trying to buy a lifestyle they only admired 5 minutes ago. And here's the dangerous part. Many of the people you're comparing yourself to aren't as wealthy as they appear. Some are drowning in debt. Some rent luxury items for content. Some earn money from convincing you to buy the same products they're promoting. Social media often sells the appearance of wealth, not the reality behind it. Another psychological trap is something called hedonic adaptation. It sounds complicated, but you've experienced it many times. Think about the last thing you desperately wanted. Maybe it was a new phone, a car, a promotion, a bigger house. Remember how exciting it felt before you got it? Now think about how you feel a few months later. That excitement faded. What once felt extraordinary became normal. Then your brain started chasing the next upgrade. This cycle never ends unless you recognize it. Because happiness based only on buying more is temporary. Your income can keep increasing, but if your expectations increase just as quickly, you'll never feel like you have enough. Here's another reason people stay stuck. Fear. Not fear of losing money. Fear of looking different. Imagine everyone in your friend group upgrades their phones. You still have the older one. Nothing is wrong with it. It works perfectly. But suddenly, keeping it feels uncomfortable. Or maybe your coworkers start eating at expensive restaurants every Friday. You don't really want to spend the money, but you don't want to feel left out either. This pressure is invisible, yet it quietly shapes thousands of financial decisions every year. People don't always spend money because they need something. Sometimes they spend money because they want to belong. And then there's the biggest mistake of all. People confuse income with wealth. Someone earning $10,000 a month might look successful, but if they spend $9,900 every month, they're building almost nothing. Meanwhile, someone earning half as much, but consistently saving and investing, may quietly become financially independent years earlier. Income is what you earn. Wealth is what you keep. Those are not the same thing. It's possible to look rich and be broke. It's also possible to look ordinary while building extraordinary financial security. The difference isn't usually visible, which is why so many people chase appearances instead of freedom. Think about this. If someone took away your paycheck tomorrow, how many months could you continue living the same life? 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, a year? For many people, the answer is less than 30 days. Not because they never earned enough, but because every dollar they earned was already committed to today's lifestyle. Financial freedom isn't about buying everything you want. It's about creating enough breathing room that one unexpected event doesn't destroy your life. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. Because once you understand how financially successful people think differently, you'll realize that building wealth has far less to do with luck than most people believe. So let me ask you this. If your income doubled tomorrow, do you think your financial future would actually change, or would your spending simply grow with it? I'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone Who needs to hear this? It really helps the channel grow and allows me to create more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.